My dear brothers and sisters, I greet you all with Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. All praise is due to Allah. We bear witness and we testify that there is no deity of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we bear witness and we testify that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his messenger and his slave. All salawats and salams be upon our Prophet alayhi salatu salam, upon his noble family, his righteous companions, and all those who follow his path till the last day. My dear brothers and respected sisters, as you know, we have entered the holy month of Rajab. As you know, we are just 2 months away from the holy month of Ramadan. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when it comes to everything in life, has given priority to certain things over other things. Even if we take the Holy Quran itself, the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everything in the Quran is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But as you know, there's the most noble surah in the Quran is Surah Al-Fatiha. And then, as you know, the most noble verse in the Quran is Ayatul Kursi. And we have other hadiths that talk about, say, Surah Al-Ikhlas. Prophet ﷺ said Surah Al-Ikhlas is 1/3 of the Holy Quran. Prophet ﷺ talks about Surah Yasin, even though most of these narrations are da'if or weak, but we have so many of them. And that shows that we can learn a lesson. The Prophet ﷺ said, Surah Yasin is the heart of the Quran. Even when it comes to the days, when it comes to the nights, you know that the most noble night in Islam is Laylatul Qadr, the night of power. And that is within the holy month of Ramadan. Something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given only to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and his ummah. Do you know that the nations before us, they didn't have Laylatul Qadr? And you know that the best day of the week is today, Yawm al-Jum'ah. Even when it comes to the months, we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the Holy Quran, and He said in Surah Al-Tawbah, there are 12 months. 4 of them are sacred. And that by starting with Muharram. Number 2 is Rajab, the month that we are now, Dhul Qa'dah and Dhul Hijjah. What does it mean, sacred months? These months were sacred even before Islam, during the time of Jahiliyyah. And even within Islam, these months continue to be sacred. Meaning that if we do more good deeds, and more good deeds are more recommended within these months, and bad deeds are more detestable. So we encourage one another to start to do good deeds, especially during the holy months. Even when it comes to halal and haram, something that is wajib and something that is haram. And remember this, my dear brothers and sisters, something that a lot of us make this mistake, especially when it comes to our children. When we say something is haram, even haram itself is not the same. Haram itself is not the same. Because the young ones, they get confused and they say, okay, you're saying killing someone is haram and swearing is haram. They're both haram, is that true? But is it the same? Killing someone and swearing is not the same. So even the spectrum of haram is never the same. So we have to make sure when we explain to our children that when it comes to haram, there are certain things heavier and certain things lighter. They're all haram, but they're not at the same level. Same thing goes with wajibat, things that are mandatory in Islam. We say it's mandatory to pray 5 daily prayers. And it's mandatory, let's say, to wear hijab or to cover this or to do this. Is it the same? No. So they say, okay, I'm starting with this. Why I mention this? Because I want our community, especially our children, is to start with things that are priority in Islam. Because they say, okay, music for some people is haram, and killing someone is haram, let's start with music. And they continue, let's say, drinking alcohol. Which is drinking alcohol is a lot worse than listening to music. Fifth, and awliyat, we say, so fifth of priorities in Islam. We have to start with things that are fundamental in Islam and stick to those. And once we continue doing those things, and then we start with things that are secondary in Islam. So remember, my dear brothers and sisters, as I mentioned to you even before, learning Islam is like learning an alphabet, A, B, C. Don't start from C. Don't start from W or Z or whatever. Start from things from A. And that is to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala properly. And start with B, to pray, 5 daily prayers, and start by giving zakat, things that are pillars of Islam and articles of faith. And not to start with something that is not even secondary in Islam. We see, wallahi, I see this a lot, they say, because it's in human nature, and this, we've been affected by this as well as Muslims. How do we judge one another? We judge based on our appearance, is that true? We see someone, mashallah, he's got this dash of ghalibiyya, whatever you call, and he's got a longer beard than the normal people. Automatically we assume that this guy knows more religion than the other guy. And I'll tell you a funny story that is a true story that happened even in Melbourne here. Some friends were telling me, he said there was time to pray Maghrib prayer. We were a few friends, and one of us, they didn't know him that well. He said, mashallah, he was wearing this, this ghalibiyya, he had longer beard, and he said, please, you're the one who should lead the prayer. And the guy tried to resist, no, you have to. Wallahi, this is true. And because the people who told me, I know they're trustworthy people. He said, when he started to pray Maghrib, instead of starting with the Fatiha, he was reciting a nasheed. Imagine this, reciting within the prayer, thinking that he's reciting something from the Holy Quran. So you see, my dear brothers and sisters, we cannot judge one another the way that we look. Inna Allah la yanzuru ila suwarikum wa amwalikum. Allah does not look your physiognomy, the way that you look. And Allah does not look how much wealth you have. وَلَكِنْ يَنْظُرُ إِلَىٰ قُلُوبِكُمْ وَأَعْمَالِكُمْ. But Allah starts to look your heart, and also what kind of deeds and actions that we do, my dear brothers and sisters. Now, this was just an introduction, so inshallah we can learn something. Coming back to our topic, which is how and what we should do during the month of Rajab and Sha'ban, before the holy month of Ramadan. 2 months before Ramadan, our batteries are about to die out. Now we have to prepare ourselves for the holy month of Ramadan. For those of you young ones that go to gym, and you have a gym instructor, you just started the first day. What does the gym instructor tell you? In the beginning, be careful, don't start with heavy weight, because you're going to harm your muscles. Is that true? Or if you go to a doctor, they give you a therapy, something small, and then you build up on that. What we Muslims do? We don't do anything in the month of Rajab, the month we are now. Nothing in the month of Sha'ban. The first few days of Ramadan, mashallah, we start with heavy weight. The first 2 days. And then 3 days after, we just sleep because we can't handle it anymore. Is that true? We burn out. Why? Because we were not prepared for the holy month of Ramadan. You know how important this month is. This might be our last. That's why Prophet ﷺ, what did he say? The dua, as soon as the month of Rajab ended, what did the Prophet ﷺ say? Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban wa ballighna Ramadan. Oh Allah, grant us barakah. Give us barakah, blessings in the month of Rajab and Sha'ban, and also, oh Allah, allow us to reach the holy month of Ramadan. If Prophet ﷺ is saying this dua himself, knowing how important Ramadan is for the life of any Muslim, who are we? Who are we not to get prepared for this month, my dear brothers and sisters? And I mentioned also this before, being an imam for 10 years in Australia now, you know how many years we see people, last Ramadan they were with us, now they're not here anymore. People that we used to pray together, people that we used to eat together, we used to have a conversation with them. Maybe they never knew that that last Ramadan was the last Ramadan for them. Could have been last for any one of us here, my dear brothers and sisters. You remember the hadith that this is mentioned in Tafsir Ibn Kathir, when two Sahabas, they saw a dream. One Sahaba saw a dream. He saw two people, one of them fighting for the sake of Allah, and the other one died of a natural death. When they met Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the person who died 1 year later of a natural death entered Jannah before the guy who was fighting jihad 1 year earlier. And this companion Sahabi, he woke up and he was explaining this story to other companions. How is this possible? This guy was fighting for the sake of Allah. The other guy died of natural death, but he died 1 year after. But he entered Jannah before the guy who was fighting. They couldn't agree, they couldn't understand. How is this possible? And they went to a Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They said, Ya Rasulullah, how is this possible? We're not able to understand. And the Prophet said something profound, something simple. He said, why you're so surprised, why you're wondering, knowing that the person who died 1 year later, he reached one extra Ramadan. So for that one extra Ramadan, made him to enter Jannah before the guy who was fighting for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So my dear brothers and sisters, what I'm trying to say is for us to be excited that the month of Ramadan is coming, not to be na'udhu billah among those who say, Ramadan came so quick, man, we just finished the last year's one. Oh, we have to fast again and we have to do this. They consider Ramadan to be what? To be a burden. They don't consider Ramadan to be excitement. That you know how many rewards we can get, inshallah, during this month. How many of us, my dear brothers and sisters, don't even understand and don't even think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves you, number one. And that's why I always say this in a positive note. You being here today, and myself and all of us, wallahi, we should say alhamdulillah day and night. That Allah chose you and you and you and all of us to be here instead of being somewhere else. Number two, to say alhamdulillah that we are still alive. Allah has given us life. So we are able, inshallah, to reach another Ramadan. How many people die your age and my age every single day? They have missed that opportunity. They have missed that chance. How many people, when they die, they pray, oh Allah, bring us back. But no one will come back. So while we are still here, let us use this opportunity. Let us get prepared for the holy month of Ramadan. So when that month comes, we use every single second wisely. Not because some people told me, and this can happen to any of us, you know, when it comes to the reciting the Holy Quran. You know, if you don't read for so long, and you start reading, you fall asleep straight away. Half a page, few verses. It's not just Quran, anything. Is it true or not? If you're not prepared, you say, Mom, I'm trying to read, man, three verses and I fall asleep. Of course, because your eyes are not prepared. So if you think for all these years, you were not able to complete the Holy Quran, reciting during the month of Ramadan, start during this month. So I'm not giving you 1 month now. I'm giving you what? 3 months. 3 months. So start from now and make a plan that inshallah by the end of Ramadan, you will be able to complete the Holy Quran. How many of us, we have those goals, we set those goals, mashallah, I'm going to do not once the Quran, I'm going to do 3 times, 5 times, and we end up not even reading half of it. And we get disappointed. I went there only one time, next time my back hurts. That's why, my dear brothers and respected sisters, it's important. It's important to start with something voluntary. Number 1, fasting. Mondays and Thursdays. So when the Ramadan starts, and imagine this year there'll be only 2 days summer and the rest will be winter, yeah? But next year, what's going to happen? Most of the Ramadan will be when it's daylight savings. It's not going to be 12, 13 hours anymore. It's going to be 15, 16 hours. And for some people, it's a struggle. So how do we avoid that? Is by starting to fast during these 2 months. And inshallah, your body, your mind, and your soul will get ready for the holy month of Ramadan. Number 2, so fast Mondays and Thursdays. I'm not saying all the time, just get yourself used to fasting again. Number 2, start by praying. Nighttime, because we're going to pray Taraweeh, as you know. Maybe if you've got a back problem or whatever with sleep problem and all that, get your body used to praying more than what you would pray in any other month. And number 3, as I said, the Holy Quran. My dear brothers and sisters, it is very, very important for us to be connected to the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahi, wallahi. And I am included. I myself am included with all of you. I feel embarrassed to say, and I'm sure I can speak on behalf of most of you here and myself, that our relationship with the Quran, it has become to that point that is sad. If I ask myself, and if I ask all of us here, when was your last time you opened the Quran? When was your last time you read something of Quran? And then we wonder why is happening these things to us. Because we are away from the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have become Muslims of Ramadan, Muslims of Rajab. No, we have to be Muslims all our lives. وَعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينُ. Worship your Lord until your last moments in this dunya. But Ramadan, it's an excitement. It's extra rewards. If you pray one voluntary prayer, the reward is of praying a fard prayer. If you pray a fard prayer, the reward is of praying 70 other fards outside Ramadan. We will talk about this again, inshallah, closer to Ramadan. But here is just to give you this motivation, to give you this excitement. You remember the Sahabas, what they used to do, radiallahu anhum, ajma'in, 6 months before Ramadan, they would start to talk, what should we do in Ramadan? Who should we invite for iftar? How many times we should read the Quran? How many rakats we should pray? 6 months! And after Ramadan, for 6 months, they used to talk. I've done this, may Allah said this, they used to be excited for the holy month of Ramadan. So my dear brothers and sisters, let us start. From this day, if you didn't know, let us start to prepare ourselves physically, mentally, and also spiritually for the holy month of Ramadan. Let us start even telling this to our kids so they can be excited as well. Tell them that, the atmosphere during Ramadan, inshallah, will organize iftars, will do this, so they will be excited as well. How many Muslim homes we go and you don't see any element of Islam? Nothing. And then what do we expect from those children that are raised in that kind of environment? What do we expect? Kids are not to be blamed. We are to be blamed as parents. Make your home, make your house, place where you live. Put something that your kids will see. Put a copy of the Quran. Put some books. Make a space where you pray, and they know that this is a place where my father, my mother pray. These kind of things we want our kids kids to be excited and to grow up. And then inshallah, when they grow up, nothing is strange to them when we mention Ramadan, when we mention prayer, when we mention these things. They already know. They have seen us doing these things. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those that we're able to prepare ourselves during these 2 months for the holy month of Ramadan, Ya Rabbal Alameen. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us during the month of Rajab and Sha'ban and to make us reach the holy month of Ramadan, Ya Rabbal Alameen. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that every good deed that we do during these 3 months to accept it from us, Ya Rabbal Alameen, and to make them a reason for all of us to enter Jannah, Ya Rabbal Alameen, to make us of those that we love, we respect, we advise one another only for His sake, Ya Rabbal Alameen, to make us of those that we are able to feed ourselves and our families with halal and to stay away from haram, Ya Rabbal Alameen, to make us of those that we are able to follow the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ correctly, Ya Rabbal Alameen, and to make us of those that Allah is pleased with us in this world and the next, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ameen, Ameen. وقولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه. سيستغفر الله إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.